Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we will be, of course, reading out of the Old King James Bible as usual. And a lot of people have those NIV Bible, the New International Version Bibles. But tell you something, you read those things, it's a whole lot of words has been changed in there. I mean, even small words that could really get you messed up, get you on the wrong track. Okay. The reason I say that because I'm gonna give you a small example. Say, for instance, over in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, when you talk about the Lord's diet, was talking about the Lord's dietary law, talking about all the fish that you can and can't eat, and the waters and the seas. We know that catfish is one of them that we cannot eat. But if you read in that NIV, it says fins or scales. That one little word, or, changes the whole dynamic. But the Lord had it written in the old King James Bible that if uh, things that you shouldn't eat, say for instance, the fish, it should be fins and scales. Okay, it must have both. But that NIV don't support that. Okay. So that's what I say. Get your old King James Bible if you got one. I know you say that new NIV is a little easy to understand, but you can understand this too. You pray for understanding. Lord, open up your understanding to this old King James Bible. Okay. But we're going to continue to read out of this old King James Bible. We're going to be reading out of the Old Testament, out of the New Testament, to the law and to the testimony. Here a little and there a little. Okay. Just like the Lord had it written. Okay. But we also will be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, Can We Say We Love God, but yet hate our brother or sister? Hmm. Can we say we love God, but yet hate our brother or sister? I'm going to share these scriptures with you right quick. You can jot them down if you like. But I'll tell you something, people. You run around talking about, oh, I love the Lord. I love the Lord. Then you turn around tomorrow and you sticking your finger up at your brother, or cursing at him or whatnot. You can't do that. Those things ought not so to be. If you say you love the Lord, then you got to love your brother or sister as well. Okay? Uh, I mean, you see your brother every day, right? When you've never seen God, but you say you love him, but then you see your brother every day and then you hate on him. Well, no, come on. But anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing these. We're gonna go ahead and get into these scriptures right quick so we can get a tad bit of understanding there. But we're gonna start this in, let's see, First John, the fourth chapter, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 19, and it reads, "We love him." We're talking about the Lord here, okay? "We love him because he first loved us, and that indeed he did." Okay, because he came and he died for us. The Father sent his Son, the only begotten Son, uh, and whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Okay, so the Lord loved us first, therefore we must love him. Okay, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. See that? Say you love the Lord, then you turn around and hate your brother. You lying. You don't love the Lord. All right. Okay. He is a liar, for he that loveth not his brother, whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen? See that? Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. So if you say you love the Lord, you got to love your brother as well. Okay, or sister. Okay. But let's move on. Let's go over here to Romans. Let's go to Romans right quick here. Let's go to Romans 13th chapter. And excuse me, I want to take a quick look at this. And we're going to Romans 13. I'm going to start reading at verse 8. And it reads, "Owe no man anything but to love one another." Okay. "For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law." What law? The raw law, even the commandments. Okay. Verse 9, for this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. We talking commandments right here. Okay, even that royal law. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay, there it is. Verse 10, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So if you love your neighbor, you ain't going to do him no ill, no hurt, no harm. Okay. But that is the fulfilling of the law, the raw law, the commandments. We just read them, just a few of them. Okay. On your own, go and read Leviticus, I'm sorry, not Leviticus, but Exodus, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through 17. There they are. That's them. Read them, know them. Put them in your mind, okay? Verse 11, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Okay? The end is close, people. Verse 12, the night is far spent, and the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. What is that light? Truth. The armor of truth. Okay? But let's move on. Let's go over here to Matthew's right quick. Let's go to Matthew's 22. Matthew's the 22nd chapter. And we are going to start reading. Let's see. Matthew's 22. We'll start reading at verse 36. And right here, one of these Sadducees, man, they were trying to trick the Lord, and they was talking to him and asked him a question here. Let's see what happened here. Verse 36, and it reads, he said, Master, what is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all their mind. Okay. Verse 38, this is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Said it again, didn't he? Okay. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Okay. So when you do that, you love your neighbor as yourself. Hey, you ain't gonna do him no harm, but you're not gonna hurt yourself, right? Okay. But let's move on. Let's go over here to the old book right quick. Let's go to Leviticus. Go on to Leviticus, the 19th chapter. Take a look at this here. Leviticus 19. Yeah. The page is sticking together on me here. 17. Huh. Okay. Leviticus 19. And we're going to start reading at verse, 17. And it reads, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Don't hate your brother in your mind. Okay. Thou shalt in no wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Okay. We said it again, man. I'm stressing that, man. Love that neighbor. God is love, man. If you're going to love the Lord, you got to love your neighbor as well, people. Even your brother and sister. All right. But let's go a little further. Let's go back to Matthew's right quick. Going to Matthew's, let's see. Let's go to Matthew's. Matthew's 18. Okay. Going to Matthew's 18. And let's see, 18, and we are going to start reading at verse 1. And it reads, at the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them. And he said, and this is in red, this is Jesus talking to himself right here. Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, now he was talking about the kingdom of heaven, which we know that God's kingdom is going to be here on this earth. Okay, because John said, John saw that holy city, holy Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, adorned prior to a husband. Okay, so we know he's talking about the kingdom of heaven is going to be on this earth. Okay, and so now, and if you don't become like a little child, humble yourself, become like a little child, hey, you ain't gonna enter into that city. Okay, plain and simple. Verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Okay, so you got all against your brother and thing. Hey, you need to go to him, man, resolve that matter before the sun go down. And believe it or not, when you do that, you feel a whole lot better. And I know you've probably done that before. Hey, that's a burden off of your shoulder. Yep, you resolve that thing with your brother. Okay, that's what we have got to do. All right, now let's go a little further. Let's go over here to Galatians right quick. Let me show you this here. Let's see, Galatians, I think it's right before Ephesians. Let's see, Galatians, the 6th chapter. And let's see, Galatians 6. And I'm going to start reading at verse 2. And it reads, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. That law, commandments, okay? For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And who are we? Okay. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. Verse 5. For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. So you've always heard the saying, hey, you're going to reap what you sow. Okay, keep that in mind. You reap bad things towards your neighbor, hey, it's going to come right back to you. Okay, remember that. But let's move on. Let's go back over to Matthew's right quick. Going to Matthew's 5. Matthew's 5. I'm going to start reading at verse 40. Let's see, 42. And it reads, give to him that asks thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thy way. Okay, if somebody's sitting on the corner sometime, or you seen it all the time, people out there asking for alms, a little money, whatnot, give it to them. Hey, and the Lord had it written too. We're gonna read it. Open your hand wide, man. You got a $5, $10, or $20 bill in your pocket. What are you gonna do? Hey, give him that 20. Lord, open your hand wide. Okay, and don't be grudging about it. I don't know if I'll give it this time. No, just give it to him. Don't worry about it. Whatever he do with it, that's between him and his God. Okay, but you have done what the Lord said. If he asks of thee, give it to him. Okay, verse 43. Ye have heard that it has been said that thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, and this is in red now, it's the Lord, love your enemies, bless them that curse you. I know it's hard sometimes to do, but hey, the Lord say, come like a little child, humble yourself. Do good to them that hate you. Okay? They hate on you. You know it, but that's all right. You do good to them. Hey, what you doing? You are heaping coals on their head. And they're going to feel terrible. Because how they treat you and how they will look at you and say, well, maybe that will shine some light on them. Say, well, maybe this guy, you know what I'm saying? And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father, which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Okay, God's not a respecter of person, man. Okay, and we shouldn't be either. 46. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Have ye? Okay. Do not even publicans do the same? So if you love those that love you only, hate on your other brothers, that ought not so to be. Okay. But let's move on. Let's go over here to Deuteronomy right quick. Go back to the old book. Quick look at this here. Going to Deuteronomy 15. Take a quick look at this. Deuteronomy 15, start reading at verse 7. And it reads, if there be among you a poor man or one of the brethren within any of thy gates in thy land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. The Lord told us, man, the poor is going to always be among us, okay? And that's even to this day. Verse 8. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him. See that? You got that 5, 10, or 20? Give him the 20. Okay, open your hand wide. And shall surely lend him sufficient for his need and that which he wanteth. Verse 10. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart, your mind, shall not be grieved. Don't think, oh man, I get this guy this stuff, man. Don't let your heart be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. So you bless somebody else with something, the Lord's going to turn around and bless you. You reap what you sow. Okay, sow good, you're going to reap good. All right, but let's go to this last place right quick. And take a look at this. I've read this to you several times, but I'm going to read it again because I'm going to tell you something, man. This is something we always got to keep in mind. Okay? And this is Ecclesiastes 12th chapter, verse 13. And it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, so you fear this God, you get to know about him, you know what he's capable of. Get to know him, fear him, love him with all your heart and all your might. If you love the Lord, you're gonna love your neighbor, even your brother and your sister. So can you say that you love God and yet not love your brother, sister? Nope. Got to love your brother. You love the Lord, you love your brother and sister. Okay? All that simple. Okay? With that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.